Pro Evolution Soccer 2011 was a huge step forward for the franchise. With this entry, the series introduced significant upgrades to the engine and mechanics. I would even argue that Pro Evo 2011 marked the transition into the modern era of Pro Evolution Soccer series, finally leaving behind the old 8-directional gameplay that defined the PlayStation 2 era. If Pro Evolution Soccer 2010 was the last of the old-school entries, then Pro Evolution Soccer 2011 was the first truly modern title in this series. Some football gaming fans still swear by the older PlayStation 2 titles, saying that this era of Pro Evo never quite lived up to the classics like Pro Evo 5 and 6. Others, like myself, think that Pro Evolution Soccer 2011 was a massive improvement. Now, don't get me wrong, I recently played Pro Evo 6 for my retrospective review and I had a blast. But I also couldn't ignore some of the jank and quirks that come with playing a nearly 20-year-old game. Pro Evo 2011, on the other hand, delivers all the fun without as many of those frustrating moments. And so I believe that Pro Evolution Soccer 2011 has aged incredibly well. So let me show you why. One of the biggest changes Pro Evo 2011 introduced was 360-degree movement. See, older Pro Evo games limited you to moving in just 8 directions. And while that was fine back in the day, football gaming needed more fluidity. And this change gave players way more freedom, making running and dribbling feel far more natural. But see, it wasn't just movement. Passing also benefited massively from this upgrade. Before Pro Evo 2011, passing was restricted to the same 8 directions, meaning you didn't have precise control over where the ball went. And with 360-degree aiming, you could now dictate the exact trajectory of your passes, adding a much-needed level of precision. And that's not all. Pro Evo 11 also introduced a power gauge for passing, a feature that remains a staple of football games to this day. So even if you were not using full manual passing, these mechanics made passing feel significantly more natural and controlled. Dribbling also saw big improvements. Pro Evo 11 had a unique feature called link feints, which let you assign custom skill move combos to the right stick. In theory, it was an awesome idea, allowing for more personalized dribbling styles. In practice though, spamming 2-4 skill moves in a row isn't exactly the most effective strategy in a Pro Evolution Soccer game, right? Still, the game offered plenty of dribbling options using L1 and L2, making it one of the most enjoyable Pro Evolution Soccer games for taking on defenders. Then we had shooting, and shooting felt much better here than in older Pro Evo titles. Sure, there were still occasional balloon shots if your player wasn't set properly, but it happened way less often than in Pro Evolution Soccer 6, for example. And when you nail the shot, damn, the screamers in this game are legendary. I've scored some absolute bangers that made me laugh out loud, which, I'll be honest, doesn't happen too often when it comes to football gaming nowadays. One of the standout aspects of Pro Evo 2011 gameplay was also the tactical depth. This wasn't just run-and-gun football game, especially if you adjusted the game speed to around 0.89 with mods, the pacing felt just right. The tactical options were fantastic, allowing you to set different strategies based on the match situations. So for instance, you could tell your team to switch to counter-attacking style if you were winning the match, or go all-out attack if you were trailing late in the match. It was a really cool feature, and one that should be standard in every football game today. Then we had defense, which was one of the most interesting aspects of Pro Evo 2011. Unlike older titles in the series, where pressing a button twice would almost guarantee a tackle, here you actually had to work to win the ball back. Double tapping the pressure button, from what I could see, wasn't a magic solution, and defenders just didn't auto-tackle as much as they used to before. This gave attackers a little bit more of a breathing room in one-on-one duels, whether you were controlling them or facing off against the AI. But here's the surprising thing. Despite this nerf, let's call it, to defensive mechanics, matches didn't turn into end-to-end goal fests. Instead, Pro Evo 2011 played out in a more tactical, build-up heavy manner. A lot of action happened in the middle, with both teams fighting for possession and waiting for the right moment to strike. In fact, many matches that I've had finished with rather low scores. This balance made the game feel far more simulation-based, adding a realistic flow to the matches. And even though defending was tougher, it never felt like the game was sacrificing realism for the sake of accessibility. That being said, difficulty was a bit of an issue. Unfortunately, the highest setting, which is top player, didn't always provide the level of challenge I wanted. Once I got comfortable with the mechanics plus with the controls, AI opponents actually struggled to create chances, and I found myself rarely losing or even drawing matches. Pro Evo 2011 graphics aged shockingly well. I was honestly surprised at how good this game looks for being 14 years old game. The lighting is especially impressive. Afternoon matches with the sun casting shadows across the stands create a really immersive atmosphere. Animations also got a big upgrade, making everything feel more fluid compared to previous entries. Of course, default camera angles in older Pro Evolution Soccer games were, well, not great, and that's putting it mildly. But once you tweak them with mods, you can get some incredible broadcast-style views that make the game feel even more realistic. Oh, and let's not forget about the goal nets, some of the best I've ever seen in a Pro Evolution Soccer game. Then we had UI, and when it comes to UI, Pro Evo games were never known for their sleek design, right? But I have to say that Pro Evo 2011 to Pro Evo 2013 had, I believe, some of the best menus in the series. They looked stylish and were also super intuitive to navigate, which is something Konami never quite nailed in later entries. Next, we gotta talk at least briefly about Master League. And that's because Master League in Pro Evo 2011 was also really well done. Unlike newer Pro Evo titles that stripped features away, Pro Evo 2011 gave you sponsors with objectives, the ability to set your team's development decisions, and deeper financial management. You had to carefully choose coaches, scouts, and facilities, making it feel more like an actual club management experience, well, at least at the beginning of the season. It's a shame that newer games in the series, like Pro Evolution Soccer 2021, took steps backward with Master League instead of expanding on it. And lastly, let's talk about modding. See, Pro Evolution Soccer 11 still has a decent modding scene. While it's nowhere near as active as Pro Evolution Soccer 6, there are still plenty of great patches to download. My favorite one is the 2008-2009 season patch, which brings back one of my favorite football eras. AC Milan's legendary squad, Barcelona's unstoppable attack, Cristiano Ronaldo's last years at Manchester United. Just an awesome time to relive in a football game. So, after all these years, how does Pro Evolution Soccer 2011 hold up? In my opinion, it's still one of the best Pro Evolution Soccer games ever made. The gameplay improvements, the depth of Master League, and the overall feel of the game make it a joy to revisit. The game is also really pleasant to look at, with great graphics, especially for a 14 years old game. I think it's a perfect balance between modern mechanics and that classic Pro Evo magic. If you haven't played it in a while, or maybe ever, I highly recommend firing it up again. You might just remember why this game was so special to so many people. And hey, let me know in the comment section what are your memories with Pro Evolution Soccer 2011. If you enjoyed this video, then I would appreciate it if you drop a like, and if you want to see more football gaming content from me in the future, then make sure to subscribe to my channel. Anyway, that's all from me in this video. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.